on aside. Then exist within the 2,000, whatever it was. Then hike public transport. If you can't do this, do that, so that you can save something. You must just save. There should be nobody that will attend this seminar that will leave here and say, oh, my salary is too small, I can't save. If you can't save, then it means you are not maximizing yourself enough. Find other income stream. And that's why I actually highlighted that. If you look at the slide. So what is this planning thing? What is financial planning? So the financial planning is act of planning towards meeting your lifelong goals. And how do you do that? For you to plan, for you to cultivate a habit, you have to have a blueprint. That blueprint is the financial plan, which is like the Bible that you use to list out everything. What are my expenses? What is my revenue? Revenue minus expense, what does it give me? Is it surplus or deficit? If it gives me a negative, what can I remove from this expense? Okay, what if I don't eat 3 times a day? Can I eat twice a day and still be fine? And snack in between so that I can free up something. Desperate circumstances call for desperate measure. So except you begin to now itemize everything you spend on. So if you take 3 sisters out in 1 week, can we cut it to 1? And then free up some income so that you can be master of future household? And you know, the same thing for the sisters. If you wanted to buy a wig, can we still revamp the one we are using? Rather than buying new one and free up that resource so that every time you are not calling a brother, send me recharge card, send me this. No, we are more than that. So between financial planning and plan, is something is the connector. It is ability to earn cash, that money. Money is the leverage. Money is what gives power. You know, when you have money, the way you swagger, the way you walk, it shows. And when you are crestfallen, it also shows as well. So we just have to say whatever you do, get wisdom, get understanding. So whatever you do also, in every legitimate way, in God-ordained manner, make sure you are not lacking in resources. It might not be up to what Mr. A has or what Mr. B has, but you must still be able to command yourself. You know, you've seen some people, they live in Ajangbadi, those men, you know, they are very proud people. They will never, the Nigerian that I grew up with, you know, you will have a very rich person cohabiting with an average person, but they honestly don't care about you. They are comfortable in their comfort zone. Have you tried to bring your parents from mainland to Lekki and you see the fight? Because they don't care about what you do in your Lekki zone or in this side. They like their life on that side. So wherever you find yourself, just own that space and maintain the dignity that state in life commands, expects. Don't surrender your liberty. Don't surrender your reputation. So what is the process on the path to thriving in a challenging economy? I think the first stage is to even assess where you are in the journey of life. And then to decide that, you know what, I don't have to wait. If I'm earning 1,000 now, I have to start this financial planning right now. Set your goals. What do I want to be? We still have 6 months to go this year. In fact, nearly 7. What do I want to achieve by 31st of December? And start working towards it. Then what are the risks in what I want to achieve? What could likely go wrong? What should I do to avoid anything going wrong? And then, how can I save something towards my future so that I don't perpetually be at the bottom of the rank? How do I take? I don't think it's rocket science. Everybody must start from one level. You know, the journey of 1,000 miles starts from the first step. So where you are now, how much are you able to save? Time was when I was starting banking. I don't think I had a naira to my name. And You know, my first salary, I actually bungled it on international phone calls. I didn't know they were that expensive. And then I started using my employer's phone. And then by the time they brought the bill, hey, it was 28,000. I can never forget. 28,000 in 1997. Do you know how much that was? I'm sure it's well above 3 million now. And I had to pay the bill because I wanted to maintain my integrity. I wasn't going to beg. And then I remember that the MD, then I was in Guarantee Trust Bank. And the MD called me and said, you pay 28,000 phone bill? And I said, yes, because I used it. I didn't know it was that expensive. He said, do you know what 28,000 means to my driver? I think his driver then, he said, was earning like 10,000. So you've used my driver's 3-month salary to pay a phone bill. And you're an assistant banking officer, first level, just starting banking. How far will you go? And that touched me. Seriously, I promised myself I would never make that mistake again. In fact, in that year, they had already penciled my name for promotion. And they removed my name because I didn't show prudence. I was reckless. I mean, and they told me, you know, yes, you paid. Integrity is one, but that is not prudence. And the arrogant will choose you paid the money. I thought I was impressing that, oh, I will be a person of integrity. So let me write the check. I just wrote the check. As I was writing the check, the people in domestic transfer were like, you will write that check? And I was like, yes, I will. And I wrote it. Said, the arrogance with you pay. I thought I was trying to be, you know, probity. But it wasn't funny. And I learned from that. So after I paid that 28,000, there was no balance in my account. There was nothing. And then, from then, I learned from that mistake. And I started building. And I started saving. So instead of spending it on phone calls, calling my international friends, I stopped calling them. Let them call me when they want to speak to me. Oh, you know. And then, the life of savings started from there. So we can start from anywhere. And looking back now, that little girl, see what our God has done. So God can do the impossible when you make the first step. So what does the Bible say about investing and generating other income stream? If your current salary cannot, and you know, before I even talk about what the Bible says, you know, there's one conception in Nigeria that, oh, if you are working in an organization, you can't do anything else. It's affected people like myself as well. But now, as I go around in my current role, in a country like Kenya, it's actually criminal for you to be working somewhere and not have an alternate source of income. Every Kenyan has something on the farm. There must be something else you are doing other than your day's job to earn additional income. And I started talking to my fellow corporate banker within the organization I work for. I found that all of them, even the people in HR, they are doing consultancy for people outside though. You know, everybody has something. I looked at one of my corporate bank person. He was actually selling inverter, a renowned inverter seller in his country. And as I look at us, we'll be doing boss here. Oh. That's why they don't care. If you say you're a boss, sit in your space. They know what they are doing. You will say, oh, there is this opening here. Do you want to apply? I say, no, I don't want to apply. They know why they are not applying. Because they have other income. So I think that's one thing we need to change in Nigeria. Why do we have so much free time as young people? Let's begin to use that. And thank God for the internet. Thank God for the social media. A lot of people are now doing more things. Do you know every time you click on, oh, Priscilla Ojo's wedding, Juma Juice, they are earning dollars on you. Every time you click on any news that has to do with them, the hits, they are earning from it. So why don't you look within our space and find what else we're good at? If you are good at singing, have you started singing for people on the internet for them to subscribe? If you know how to pray, have you started praying for people on the internet so that they can see your skill and dexterity and you earn revenue, you earn income? You are not commercializing it. You are blessing, but you are also being profitable, even to the kingdom, because the more you earn, the more blessing you bring to the kingdom. So what does the Bible say about investing and generating income? Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8, you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. But divide your investment, NLT translation, amongst many places, for you do not know the risk that may lie ahead. So even the Bible supports diversification of risk, of income stream. So, what does the Bible say by diversification? Number one, because life is filled with uncertainty. The Bible advises in Philippians 6:7 that we should be risk conscious. Then he said in Deuteronomy 8:18, it actually shows that we can control our own financial destiny. And then, even in terms of retirement, if you look at Numbers, the Bible talked of the Levite. It said the Levite will come into active service at the age of 25. And at the age of 50, the Bible actually commands them to step aside and retire. They can be doing it on voluntary basis going forward, but they do not earn income from supporting the people that are of age. So if the Bible also has put strata, so why are we worried that the employer is saying, oh, you must retire at 55? Then they call you one day and say, no, it's 50. And then our lives fall apart. No, if you read the word of God, there is nothing that we're looking for that is not in the word of God. So what are the areas that we can invest in that can help us create multiple income stream? So, like I said, there's no way you can start. So I traveled to go and see my children just this last week until yesterday. And one of them was telling me, oh, because she's not coming home for summer, she's been working. And I said, oh, how much have you earned? She said, oh, it's about $480. And I started doing the numbers, Nigeria, that times 1,700, that is 1,500. And I was like, this is close to 1 million. If you just earn a little more, you will be a millionaire. So I told her, just make it up to 1,000. Then I will help you buy land. Anywhere I can find a land that is 1 million. She said, land. I said, yes. I said, I'm young. I said, yes. We start from now. And I can commit to helping you to fence it. And she is just 20. So there is no time to start. Wherever life meets you, let's start there. So if the land you can find is to travel further into Ibadan with 200,000, my sister, my brother, for now, let's buy it. At some point, you can flip it. You can sell it, and you can decide to hold it. That one we call buy and hold. Flipping is when you buy land, you don't even do anything on it. You sell it off. Maybe you bought it at 300. It's at 600. Assuming you need money to do something, don't just sell it to spend the money or to use it to blow. No. You want to sell it to do something, to start a business. Then you can sell it when it's 600 or so. And it comes very quickly like this. All they need to do is just to create one express road. The dynamics of everything will change. So let's not wait till we've made 10 million or 1 million. If it's 200, you can monster. A landlord is a landlord. That's why you see some people in Ikorodu. You see, it's just one shed, but nobody is knocking on their door. Where is my rent? Yes. So we start from where we are, And then another thing we can do, can also go commercial by now starting to build. I had a colleague, a junior colleague, who resigned from Firstbank, and his own forte was to go and be building medium-sized housing estates and selling to drivers, artisans. So they bring a certain portion, he loans them the rest, but they are landowners. And as they drive their commercial buses, he begins to say, he's a big man now. Salary does not make you a billionaire. You will be comfortable. He's a big man now. When I see him, I respect him because he was just a junior staff. And he decided one day he was resigning. I thought he was committing suicide, but he's done well because look at where. So if he had bought like 10 acres around Lagos Ibadan Expressway, then look at the price now. This then is not a long time. This was 2020. But by 2025, look at where the economy has gone to. And then, outside of real estate, you can also do financial instrument. Reverend was talking about commercial paper. Before commercial paper, you have the day-to-day money market instrument like the treasury bills. Treasury bills are short-term financial instrument that government sells. So the government of Nigeria, when they need money, they can come and sell treasury bills to be able to collect money from everybody. It's also a way of them managing inflation. So they sell and mop up all the money from us, all of us, because at some point last year, the rate on the treasury bill was 32%. So if you had invested in that one, even now that the rate has come down, imagine you'll be earning 30% straight from the government of Nigeria per annum. This is not MMM. This is not Cybex. This is not Ponzi. This is real. So you can invest in treasury bills. It's just that treasury bills is 50 million minimum. But you can have, rather than taking it to a big institution and say, oh, I have just 1 million to invest, and they laugh at you. There are small boutique institutions that to them, you'll be a prime customer because they are just starting. What Guaranteed Trust started 36 years ago, they are starting just now. So you are still a valued customer. Those are the kind of institutions you should find, where you will be a queen and you will be kings. And you give them the money. Then they pull it from 1 million, 500, from 10 persons to 20 persons to 50. They pull it together, they buy the treasury bills. Then they share the revenue amongst everybody that subscribe in it. So you can start at any amount, any level. Then there is stock market. Stock market is you getting a slice of ownership of a company. So if you buy, let's say, shares of Guinness, you have become a shareholder of Guinness. They will continue for the life, for as long as you have that investment. Even if it's 5,000, they will continue to give you dividends till forever, till eternity. As long as you don't sell it. When I was serving at Firstbank, I remember the Firstbank offer for sale they did then. I was a youth corper. That was 1997. It was 3 naira 50 kobo. Then by the time I went back there to serve, they did another one, 5 naira. I remember the MD then. I was an assistant in the MD's office. And he was like, won't you buy this? I said, sir, no, I don't have money. I think I had my alawi for 2 months. It was 7,500. I had 15,000. And I think I can't remember whether the minimum was 50 or something. I can't remember, or 30. And he said, okay, let them give you an advance. Buy it. You know, I still have those shares till today. As a matter of sentiment, I have refused to sell those Firstbank shares. I want to see where they get to before I retire, because those were my first acquisition. The same thing for Guaranteed Trust Bank. When I joined GT Bank, they were selling GT Bank at 7 naira. And there's some of us with the little we have, we buy as well. You know, and see what GT has done through the years. You know, where is GT Bank shares today? So it does not. So then my peanuts, 5,000. 15,000. Look at where GT Bank has gotten today. It's just ability to wait it out. To just invest and forget about it. Not that every time the share price goes up, you say you want to sell. Then the commission will have removed and eroded all the profit from you. No. Another thing you can do, if you are a small-time investor, you hear all this mutual fund, equity stock, mutual fund, anyone. Just find the one that fits your preferences, your individual preference, and invest in them. What the benefit of a mutual fund is that they are aggregating from all the small holders, and then we will use our own financial expertise to manage that fund, collective scheme on behalf of everybody. And half yearly, annually, the fund will return dividend, everything that they've made. That's why you hear them saying, their fund has consistently outperformed the market, because if it is better managed, if it is managed by a professional, you know, they know when to sell, they know when to buy. You just buy, you don't sell, you don't do anything, it's just static. They actively manage it, so they are better able to do it. So if you know you don't have the time or the inclination of what to do, just subscribe to one of those mutual funds. Yes, the rates will not be as high as if you were jumping, but it's steady. And somebody is watching your back, and you are in a pool, you are protected. So that's another one. And then another thing we can do also is now to go on the entrepreneurial journey. Like I told you, salary will not make anybody billionaire. Like when I was in City Group, they will tell you, your salary, we did not promise you riches. We only promised you comfort. So your salary will make you comfortable, ideally. But you cannot be a Dangote. Look at when you come to church and all of this. Look at all those people that just come to oppress you. They are entrepreneurs. So, but you know, the journey of an entrepreneur is very painful, it's stressful. When it goes well, it goes well. But you know, we only see the glory. We don't see the pain. So you must be able to have that resilience, ability to wait it out, burn the midnight candle when nobody is seeing what you are doing, but you know you are doing something. You know, you can be doing something and it seems like you are not doing something, but you are building something. When it will flourish, it will be like the old tree. It will be like that palm tree. You know, one day it just shoots up and all the branches come up and the flowers blossom. And people will be wondering, oh, this man has hit it. They don't know the pain. They don't know the midnight candle. So you can, like I told you, you can leverage the internet, the social media, influencing positively. There are so many youths that are under supervised or unsupervised now. You can find a calling in any of these places and maximize it and launch it to your advantage. And you see, the truth is that some of these people, you see them in a corner somewhere. They are blogging, they are streaming on Instagram. It's not their house, so they're just using background of the airport or something. But you laugh at them. But honestly, when they blow, they make it. So I stop laughing at them. I start to look at them and see what I can customize in my own journey in order to maximize those benefits. Then you can deal in goods. Like some of us, we hustle, we sell clothes and all those things. There are so many things to sell. Yesterday, I don't know how many of us saw it on the internet. One comedian that went on the street and started picking empty plastic bottles. And in a day, he said he had made 42,000 from picking bottles. And he took a picture of everything he has picked. How many are we seeing on the street? They are looking for people to collect them and bring them to the collection point and earn money. Can we do that? The paper mills, they are looking for people to pack old newspaper, bring it to them, they buy them. The recycling plant, old tires, all manner of things. There is nothing that you have. There are so many treasures lying around our household. Old clothing, everything. There are people waiting outside to buy them. You just need to re-iron them, polish them, put them on eBay. You will see that people are subscribing to them. So it's just to find the competence. But before the serious stuff, or what are the uncles that we should not do, even in this challenging time? What must we not do? The first is anything that promises excessive return. Anything that promises that, oh, if you bring 10 persons, then you will get this. You will get this. Anything that you yourself, rightly looking at it, you know that this thing is cheating. You know, don't do it. It will not end well. And you know, the thing is that these things, they are in all places, known and unknown. Several years ago, I went to subscribe to my internet subscription at Swift office. Because I was calling them, they didn't answer me. I decided to go to their office. So I met their technician. He was looking at my modem. Then he started talking to me about one investment outlet. I said, Oga, can you just do this? I'm a bank. I said, yes, even your banking is different. This banking is something else. Apparently, there he was marketing me for MMM. That same day, I left there. I went to the salon. Somebody was making my hair. They were busy talking about, don't let them know. He's giving 30%. He's doing that. I was asking my hairdresser, Auntie, what is that? I said, there's these people. They will return their promise. I said, Auntie, don't do it. Until everybody got burnt. So anything that pays unusual return, that seems to be building on this, it will collapse. So, and there's some of those people, and let me give you some numbers. Hey, my moderator, I don't know how many minutes I have. 5. Hey, okay. They didn't tell me, you know. So, to date, over the past 23 years, Nigeria has lost about 911 billion naira to this Ponzi scheme. 2016, we lost about 218. In the last 5 years, over 300 billion outside of cyber. So Between 2020 and 2024, 25.5 billion to electronic fraud. In the last 10 years, we've lost over $1 billion outside of Cybex. That is equal to what Sao Tome and Principe as a country. The country is 50-year-old this year. Their GDP is less than $1 billion. That is what Nigeria are funneling away on Ponzi, on things that are unrealistic. You know, yesterday I was watching the video. Ponzi is not just somebody telling you, come and invest. There is another Ponzi, which also happens in religious society. So yesterday, somebody told them in church, raise up your phone. Everybody put on their phone and it will start flashing lights. Zenith, transfer money. And you see young people, old, saying amen. GT Bank, send money. You know, and you see, in fact, somebody chronicled that and said, these are the example of lazy and uninspiring Nigerian youth. But I looked at the video very well. Uninspiring adults are there. Oh. Uninspiring aged people are there. That is not what we should do. You know, the one that baffles me is, you know, if you get to, you look at the pictures of all the cyberbs, there are some of these people that even when you look at them, there is a 22-year-old boy. What is his name? Joshua Adeyinka. How does a 22-year-old boy who has not finished school convince a university professor to give him his retirement money? Because the guy is promising 40% flat on a monthly basis. What would he do if he collects that money from you? What would he invest in to generate that 40%? 40%, it means that if I give you 100 naira, my money becomes 140. What would that finance company do to generate 140%? Even in Tesla, you will not generate it quickly. Except you have like what Mr. Trump, yo-yo in the market and then it crashes and then you quickly invest and you get it back. So it is not real. And you know, in my presentation, I detailed some of these Ponzi's, what they promised. There was somebody who said, you will double, that is Raxtelli. The guy's name is Michael Oti. He says it will double your investment within 45 minutes. And people were putting money. At the end of the day, you know how much Nigerians lost? 171 billion. To that guy alone, he has not been found. There are so many of them like that. I think, please, after this lecture, if you still fall victim, grace will not cover it. It is not right. We should not do it. Yeah? So what, now that we've taken that away, I will rush because now my time is fast spent. What should we do? Number one, like I've said, let's plan our finances. Let's analyze the investment option. And then once you've analyzed the investment option, if you don't know, seek advice. There are so many boutique institutions. Don't go to where they will laugh at you. Look for boutique institutions. See, in my journey, recently, I worked for a government. And they said they wanted to drive inclusion